Hello my dears, and welcome back to my corner of the internet. I almost said interview, but internet. I'm Shannon, and today I've got another spoiler-free book review to share with you guys. Very excited to talk about this one because I know this author has a lot of dedicated fans. And today we are talking about Dead of Winter by Darcy Coates. Now, this book doesn't come out until July 11th, so mark your calendars, but I was able to get my hands on an early copy thanks, of course, to NetGalley and the publisher. And I've read one of Darcy's other books, one that came out last year called Gallows Hill. I loved it. It was like a ghost story, a haunting. And from what I can tell about Darcy, a lot of her books are those kind of stories, haunted houses, ghost stories. So when I saw this one up for grabs, I just grabbed it. I didn't read what it was about, didn't care. I kind of figured it would be in the same vein. It's not, but that was fine. I loved it anyway. While it's not a ghost story, it's definitely still bone chilling. So let's get on into it. Like I said, there'll be no spoilers here, so you don't have to worry, but I guess you would call this book a winter isolation type of story. It's about our main character, Krista. Her and her boyfriend, Kieran, are going on a 2-week trip up into the Rocky Mountains. They're going to be staying at a lodge with a group of other people. So they're taking like a chartered bus up into the mountains, and that's where they're going to be staying. And it looks like a beautiful, or it sounds like a beautiful place to get to spend, to get away for a couple of weeks. Now, this book, there's no build up to this book. This book drops you smack dab in the middle of the action. It was intense. Just right in the middle, right in the middle of it. So, but we won't get into that right now, maybe not at all. But so the group of them, they're going on the trip. While they're on the way there, they encounter a tree has been felled in the middle of the road. The leader of the group, he's like, you know what, don't worry. This happens sometimes. We're gonna get out. I've got all the equipment to chop up the tree and move it out of the way. If some of you guys would like to volunteer to help me move it, that would be great. We could do this real quick, be done hour and a half, get back on the road, up to the lodge by dark. So everyone's kind of like, okay, you know, they get the volunteers. Some people decide not to, some people do, and they get to work to move this felled tree. Anyway, so the rest of the story is that I don't even know where to tell you about things because, like I said, the action picks up right from the beginning. So anyway, let me just tell you this. It becomes a story about survival. One by one, the people in this group start to get picked off in gruesome ways. It just got incredibly stormy out. Things are... Oh, hang on, guys. Okay, hi, sorry about that. What a chilling time for the storm to pick up like that. I've got a window open in the kitchen and things were blowing over and falling down. Anyway, so one by one, they're getting picked off in really gruesome type of ways. And it kind of becomes a race against time as they're stranded sort of in the middle of nowhere with no one to help them. It becomes a race against time to try to figure out who the murderer is. Is it one of them? You know, or is it someone on the outside who's watching them? Or is it someone in the group? And I have to tell you that my heart was pounding the whole time. It was just, it kept me, I read it so fast. I needed to find out who it was, what was happening. There were a few times I guessed who I thought it was. And I was proved wrong most times. Then I moved on to somebody else, and then it ended up being someone who I earlier on thought, but she keeps you guessing. Darcy's a fantastic storyteller. Between this and Gallows Hill, I can't wait to dive more into her back catalog and see what she's got coming out in the future. She's just a very talented storyteller. Yeah, and I guess that's really all I can tell you about that, because otherwise there's honestly spoilers kind of right from the beginning of the book, which is kind of neat, just the way it picks up right It's like you're just dumped in. You're dumped right in the middle of it all. And I thought that was great. And then of course, as the story goes on, you get some backstory and whatnot, but I just thought it was really well written. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. So if that sounds like something you would like, if you like those fast-paced sort of, I guess you call it thrillers, but with a little sprinkling of horror, because it's scary, right? Things are happening. They're being picked off one at a time. And then when the rest of the group finds the most recently picked off one, it's a little gruesome, but it works. It works in this sort of novel, and I thought it was great. So this is my incredibly short book review because I can't say anything else without ruining it. But I think you'd like it. Especially if you like Darcy Coates' particular brand of storytelling, you'll like this as well. So that's going to do it for me for today. Next up, I've got a reading vlog. It's going to be what I post next. It's going to be a few days because the book I'm reading in it's fairly hefty. And I know it's a bit of a slow burn. It's a classic. I'm going to be doing, in that vlog, I'm going to be reading the book that was the #1 New York Times bestseller on the day my grandmother was born. So she was born in 1939, so I mean, that doesn't really narrow it down for you, but you'll see it soon. Anyway, I'm going to go close up all the windows and see what the heck's going on outside. And thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe, and I will see you again soon. Bye.